Greetings, everybody. It is the Heritor, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. So, here we are today, in the bridge. There's a corrupted servitor here, that's weird. And a bridge technomat, and there's some sort of activate the control panel thing. I'm looking for the fuel lever, which is apparently a critical quest that I need to do. I just couldn't find the actual fuel lever anywhere, but if I recall correctly, it's somewhere behind where Pascal and Abel are, so we'll talk to them also in a second, because Pascal's not where he normally is. But we're going to activate this first, see what happens. Fuel system analysis in progress. Status diagnosing. Result, no failures. Uh-oh. That doesn't look very good. Hopefully this doesn't result in a large explosion. The servitor is no longer flagged as a corrupted servitor. So, I guess it's good that we did that. Probably. Let's talk to Pascal here. Okay, nothing there. What about with Abel? I don't think there's anything more to be said to them either, so I'm just gonna have one last look around up top here. Just looking for potential things to interact with. And hopefully that will have solved the problem. Are you just T-posing at this thing to assert dominance? That must be what's going on here. Irliet is here. Do you have anything to say? No. I think she's still a bit salty that we interrupted her meditation. Well, maybe she shouldn't have been meditating on the bridge, right in the middle of everybody. I don't know, when a xenos starts doing something weird on my ship's bridge, I want to make sure it's not something, I don't know, hostile. Just quickly checking here. No, there doesn't seem to be anything to interact with on this front either. So, that's going to take me to the captain's quarters. I don't think we need to do anything there. The master helmsman is right here. We have bridge officers, Cassia and Uwe. We've already talked to Cassia at the very least. I don't think Uwe can say very much on account of not having a tongue, which, sucks for him, I guess. Well, what's wrong with this servitor? It's just taking a nap, huh? And then here, also nothing. So, let me know if I missed something, because that was sort of an anticlimactic interaction with the fuel lever. I'm going to check it later, after we do some more void transit stuff. So for now, we're just going to go back into the void and hope for the best. So, yeah, thanks to the comments that were basically kind of telling me, like, what order I should probably do things in, on account of, like, the interactivity of certain quests and the timers on some of them, or the, I guess, not really timers. I don't consider any of that a spoiler, because you guys were very good about, wording it in a way that didn't reveal anything. Just be like, hey, you should probably do this before going there. So I will attempt to do exactly that so that we don't miss anything too crucial. So we're going to head back into the warp, because the warp is a fun place where nothing bad ever happens, and jump on to the next system. Oh yeah, we are all the way back here. That is a ways away. We could... No, we don't have nearly enough navigators in sight. And besides, why would we want to go back to the Imperium? There's nothing there. So, we'll jump back to the Cradle of Capri. Hopefully nothing happens. Oh, look at that. Nothing happened. And back to Trinitos. In the middle of our warp jump, our sensors detected an approaching void ship similar to ours in size but greater in tonnage. The unidentified vessel did not respond to our hails and kept its course, approaching us at high speed. So we can attempt to agility this, or fire on it. I'd rather not fire on it, so we're going to attempt this. Right, the unplanned maneuver was completed without any casualties or damage. The unidentified vessel, or perhaps it was a warp mirage, passed us by and made no attempts to follow us. Very weird. So, we have the Frozen Prince that we can get to. We could try and jump there from the Orselio Prophecy, although we have currently a direction to get to a Dermat up there, and then we've got more systems to explore all the way around here as well. Ooh, we have a colonial event as well. Let's actually check that out. Dirty bureaucracy has been completed. We have increased our profit factor by 3. That's great. So we need to actually go to WARPSTONE again, interestingly enough. And then on Viabo 6, there's something done. Lord Captain, a disturbing report has come from the quarries of Viabo 6. The slave laborers have lost their minds and forgot how to use tools. They huddle together and continue to stare aimlessly into space, even under the lashes of the whips, ruining the mining deadlines. Some people get obsessed with using their nails to claw out the blasphemous symbols on the tools, on machines, and even on their own bodies. The most mad have painted the walls of several mines from floor to ceiling with the symbols and then gone off deep into the mining tunnels. None of them could be found. The wardens consider it as a performance, or consider it a performance to divert attention away from the escapes in an impending rebellion. What are those symbols being scratched out by the slaves? It is hard to give these drawings any sort of intelligible definition. Unnaturally round circles connected by lines. The lines are interrupted by groups of dots. The patterns can sometimes follow some sort of logic and sometimes be unique. I can provide pics of them. Please do. After examining the pict, you realize that the symbols are connected through a strange logical sequence. Interesting. So chaos? I mean, it sounds chaos. Lines and circles. But that could also be Necron. That would be weird. We haven't had anything about the Necrons in this game yet. But I believe they're present in this game. What do my advisors have to say? Spotting an intriguing pattern in the drawing of the symbols left by the prisoners. Hypothesis, they have a practical purpose, requesting access to the mines and the right to investigate the specimen for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Disappearing prisoners? What is the point of running away from penal servitude if the entire world is a prison cell? No, Cyrene, these Ashmags have found some sort of smuggling tunnel network and are hiding there, and the drawings are their secret language, which they use to give orders to their fellow prisoners. I know some guys who can find such secret places and decipher these languages. If the slaves will continue to disappear for no reason, then unrest will soon follow, whether out of fear of disappearing themselves or out of hope for the possibility of escape. To stifle this, we have put pressure on the slaves as leaders. My experience suggests that such people can hold more sway than any warden. I'm inclined to go with Pascal here. We will gain Expert Cryptographer. All allies gain +7 logic. Interesting. Jai here will gain a Peculiar Trinket. At the start of the wearer's turn, they gain 2 times Equipped Armor Deflection temporary wounds. When the wearer's wounds drop below 0, they fall prone and gain 10% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds. The wearer becomes the priority target of adjacent enemies. While prone, if the wearer has no allies or with more than 0 wounds, they and their allies die. Okay. On the wearer's next turn, they regain 30% of their wounds if they still have temporary wounds. Interesting. That's actually quite good. And then Abelard, we would get Watchdog. I didn't want to do that. Okay. Yep, I clicked the wrong button. I have no pity for those who have been exiled to a penal world for atonement, and yet continue to create disorder all around themselves. Exhausted by sophisticated interrogations, the prisoner foremen have been ordered to exterminate anyone who shows any signs of insanity. The purges wiped out many workers, but the disappearances and strange phenomena have stopped. Well, it solved the problem. We got some stuff out of it. That does reduce security. Yeah, I didn't want to click on that. Now I don't even know what we got out of it, so. Cool. Thanks, game. Or thanks. I wish there was a confirmation on doing those types of things. Anyways, we have 3 project options. We have Dreamless. The convicts will be of much greater use if they are kept from sleeping by employing small augmentations. Cool. We get +2 efficiency. That's pretty good. Underground workers. We would need mechanisms. We don't actually have any mechanisms here. Holy Servitude. I don't think any of these are affected by the events we've done. So that's definitely an option. +2 efficiency under the colony would be good. Warp guides. There is a rumor that there are several warp guides among the convicts, unsanctioned semblances of navigators. It may be worth it to hunt them down and press them into service. This would increase the security of our colony. Since we did just have a security penalty, I may go for this first. However, Lair in the Void. Ooh, lots of options here. The abandoned void station in orbit around Viabos 6 may be turned into a secret den for the pirates of the Coronus Expanse. Okay, so we need a lot of reputation with the Fellowship of the Void, which we have. We would get 2,000 more. We would get weapons and profit factor and some replenishing iron eye grenades, which, strips armor. That's kind of cool. We will do that. But perhaps not first. Ergonomics. The mining complexes are getting crowded. Individual pods and tranquilizers for the convicts would solve the problem. We would gain absolute efficiency. All allies gain +5 commerce and +4% hit chance. Everyone knows the rogue trader's eagerness to succeed using the most efficient ways possible. +2 efficiency. We're going to start with warp guides. We need to first increase our security here. And then we need to go to Foulstone. But before we go to Foulstone, we're going to see if there's anything we can actually do here. There is not. So I think we need to actually go to Foulstone, which was on Trinitas. Was it here? Or Telecos Epsilon? No, that's Janus. Where's Foulstone? This is Foulstone, right? Yeah, we're already here. Would you look at that? Let's head to Foulstone. We put a who did we put in charge again? I can't remember. I think it was the lady. The similar to the Adeptus Sororitas lady. So, a Void scout ship has arrived in the colony's orbit, having returned from a lone expedition. Their hold is filled with trophies, and their promethium tanks are nearly empty. We could sell fuel to them, giving us +3 profit factor. That's pretty solid. Buy their trophies, getting 3 xenotech, reducing our profit factor by 3. I don't think we need that. Or we can offer them noble titles in exchange for their trophies. This would give us 3 xenotech. Right now, our biggest bottleneck is profit factor, so we're going to sell fuel to them. The explorers of the unknown paid well for their promethium and departed. Fantastic. Would you look at that? So yeah, nothing more to be done here. So I think we just have to kind of wait until some of these other projects open up for us on Foulstone. But I will check the other colonies to see if there's more projects that can be done. So here on Janus, we have completed this one. So we have Apexalium Stimulant, which will grant us 10 strength, toughness, and agility, and inflicts -10 to intelligence, perception, and willpower. So that's going to be pretty good for, like, Abelard. So I'm going to give him some of those. And we have no new options available, because basically everything else we need higher reputation with various factions, or we need mechanisms. This one we can actually do. We just need mechanisms. Chirurgeon Medikit, and a replenishing one at that. That could be quite good. Effectively removes traumas even. That's pretty cool. Dark Sages. We need Caspalica mission. Okay. Very cool stuff. But nothing we can do right now. So, Dargonis, we have completed Genetic Mercy. So we get 4 more people. 4 whole people. And we have some options. We can actually do a rank 3 one. This would block the other 3 here. So we can't do the other 2 at the moment. So I'm just going to look and see if this is the best one for us. So Profits for Water. Granting the right to unite into guilds will cause an explosive growth of industry, which will in turn lead to the dehydration of the planet's surface. So it grant us access to a lot of very powerful frag grenades. We'd get +3 efficiency and 6 mechanisms. We do need mechanisms. But it's going to block the other 2. Whereas the other 2, Adeptus Arbites, the creation of fortresses of justice will establish the rule of law and attract reliable merchants and partners. This will give us +5,000 rep with the Imperial Navy. We need 3 adamantines, so that's actually something that's quite doable. +3 security would be good, and the Caligae of St. Keith. Whenever the wearer performs a heroic act, they recover all of their wounds and gain 2 AP for this turn. That's quite good. And then we have the Season of Wars. Tacit consent to the Underhive's gang wars will nurture new generations of servants for the rogue trader. Both warriors and aristocrats will gain Bloody Underhive Leader. All allies gain +5 melee damage and +20% damage to their attacks of opportunities. That's quite good. We'd gain 9 people, 2,000 rep with the Fellowship of the Void, but reduction in security. Honestly, I'm going to go with this. Those boots are good, to be sure. The rep with the Imperial Navy is also nice. But we need mechanisms. 3 extra efficiency is going to be quite good. And these grenades look pretty cool. So we're gonna go for that. Viabos is done. We're already building warp guides. Janus, there was nothing more to be done. And Foulstone, there is nothing more to be done at the moment. So, our colonies are looking fine. So, I think we're going to head up here first, because we can do this freely. Without any further issue. So, we'll jump up here. Uncharted system, huh? Chart new routes. Do we get an extra point of navigator's insight by doing that? We sure do. And that'll get us to there, but we can get to there much safer by doing it this way. It is discovered that one of the smaller vats in Engine Hall 5, which should have been filled with wastewater, instead contained a liquid that looked like blood. This incident was deemed to be not of serious concern, and everything went back to normal as soon as the ship returned to real space. Ah, thanks, Warp. Very nice. And then we're going to head down to Adermat 2, which will hopefully not have anything bad happen. Good. Nothing bad did happen. It was an easy trip. So, what shall we find here? More planets and another ship. Interesting. Recoliger's plot, even. So, a planetoid. We need adamantine. It's only 2. We only have 4 extractiums. But adamantine doesn't seem to be coming in big chunks, so I'm taking it. It's a shattered world. We're gonna mine that. We're gonna head over here to this ship before it disappears. I don't know. There's another one here too. Interesting. Let's scan this one, see what there is to be found. It looks like an Imperial ship. Recoliger's plot. Okay. Apparently we can. I have no idea what to expect. Let's bring Irliet. Abelard, you have the ship. Pascal, I think I'm going to actually bring Pascal if we're going to be heading into a ship. I'm going to leave Cassia behind. If I'm leaving Cassia behind, I probably need to leave Idira behind as well. Fuck, we're not leaving Cassia behind. We have no melee combatants. No, that's not true. We have Pascal. Pascal can hit things. You know what? Who needs melee if everything's already dead before it reaches you? I say, right before we do another one of those insane bloodletter encounters. And the enemies don't give a shit about my silly little guns. Get to me on turn 1. We'll see. I may regret this. Hey, Cassia can, like, hold the line. Let's level up Pascal here. So, we have a new ability for him. I don't think I'm too interested in the bounty hunter abilities with him. We could definitely give him Power Weapon Expert. He is using a power weapon. 10% extra armor penetration would not be bad. He's currently using a Melta weapon. So what about a Melta Weapon Expert? +4 max damage is... it's okay. He's also using a heavy weapon. He doesn't need that, though, because he's got everything we need there. Dual weapon combat. Oh. So... no. Because his weapon skill and ballistic skill aren't, like, super good, and his weapon attacks already cost quite a bit to do. So, Power Weapon Expert is definitely an option. Another option would actually just be a toughness increase, which I think is what I'm going to do. He's a little bit squishy. So, we'll bring him up to 40 toughness, 68 wounds. I'd like him to be even tougher than that. But let's see here. So, we have some new stuff. Got the regular frag grenades. We don't have the super frags yet. However, we have the Apexalium stimulant, which I am going to give to him. It will reduce his intelligence, which is not ideal. No, he's got these. These are better for what he's doing. The Apexalium, this is really kind of only useful for Abelard, but at least we'll have them for Abelard, and I may as well, at that point, like, just use them a lot, because we've got a bunch of them. As for everything else here, I don't think there's much more that we need with him, right? Yeah, I'm not overly, like, concerned with any of these. What's the cape that you're wearing? It's a very melee-centric cape. And yet... does not have 2 melee weapons equipped. No, none of the other capes are really better options for him, so we're gonna leave it as is. Just wanted to see if we could re-equip him. Hi, you're just sitting there, and now you're standing. Welcome, your ladiness. Please, please, come right in. Our chief shall greet you. And you, nitwits, quit your gawking and get to work. The ship doesn't look like it's in the best of situations. No, it's not really available. To slightly different viewpoints being expressed here. The plate reads, Leithano's Pride. The name Leithano surfaces in your mind. The history of a family from the Cornus Expanse who invested all they had in a family ship. The ship perished in the warp on its maiden voyage. The Leithano line never recovered from the crushing blow. Sounds familiar. Oh, what have we here? Some bits. Great. I can use those. Recolager. Okay, so Recolager, I guess, just means, like, scavengers, huh? Yadira is just like, I don't know. I feel like she's just trying to piss everyone off, including myself. Hello, more bits. Damn, it's a lot. Okay, it's like 2% corpse starch rations. It's not much, and it's miscellaneous cargo, so it's basically almost worthless. Huh? Oh my god. Argenta, are you okay? Okay. I see my crew is very normal and well-adjusted. So, a whole lot of stuff. What do we have here? The working area where fragments of the ship are dismantled in search of scraps of valuable metals or parts. You know what? The scavengers, if they're just dismantling the ship trying to, sell it, who am I going to be to stop them? A dump site cut pieces of metal and other materials, probably from clearing out a path deeper into the ship. I mean, at the very least, it's not haunted yet. Oh, hello. Who are you? You look unique. Retta, a tired-looking woman of indeterminate age, clad in work clothes, breaks off from her task to greet you. She freezes momentarily, clearly unsure of how to address you, then says simply, Your ladyship, please excuse me. I don't really know your name. Welcome to our little colony. May the light of the Emperor be with you, and with us. My name is Retta Maximova, and I'm in charge here. No, we're not gonna do that. What is this place? We just call ourselves Retta's crew, and this is Retta's camp. That's it. We're recollegers, scavengers in common terms. She does not speak the word scavengers with any kind of disdain. On the contrary, there is dignity in her voice, the kind with which one would announce their affiliation with a respected guild or family. I can respect that. Tossing a glance at Pascal, she grimly adds, all And our work is all legal, even though your brethren have no liking for us. Pascal stares dispassionately at Rita with a hint of disgust. Evidently, he has not even considered the possibility that replying to this creature's words could be anything other than heresy. Well, what do you do here? Right now, we're gutting this old hump of junk, slowly but surely. That's a recologer's life for you. They drop us off at some decrepit station or an ancient battlefield, and we just sit there for years on end. We look for working tech, or valuable materials, or whatever else might be useful. If we find anything, we sell it to passing ships. Not the easiest job out there. These wrecks are all chock full of all kinds of dangers, but, and I swear it on my plasma torch, it's an exciting one to be sure. This little bird's got all kinds of bells and whistles. Most of the tech is dead, but we do find working pieces now and again. We spent 2 whole months clearing out this shaft we found. Finished just 3 days ago, actually. And we found this little thing. A bit weird looking, but still functional. Rita's expression brightens a little. Perhaps your ladyship would like to buy this component from us. I'll bet that big ship of yours could get plenty of use out of it. Pascal's vox crackles to life imperiously. He tells her, "Present the object, laywoman," but curiosity creeps into his voice nonetheless. What is it? Fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna buy it, sure. Consider me swindled. Well, if this isn't something, the Emperor himself must have smiled upon us. Retta makes a triumphant gesture. Thank you, your ladyship. You'll be pleased with the results. Okay, it's just fuel cargo. But it doesn't actually cost us anything. I guess it's just something real small. Her mood visibly improves. You know, your ladyship, it's kind of embarrassing to offer you this, but over in that corner there, we keep things we don't rightly understand or can't really use. You could send some of your people to check it out if you'd like. Clearly you know more about this kind of stuff than us. You might find something useful. Imperial stamps. Interesting. It's unlikely, but I want to ask. You haven't come across any Imperial stamps in your searching, have you? We definitely haven't found any stamps here, your ladyship. I keep record of all the bits and bobs. And then again, hang on, your ladyship, I just remembered something. Here you go, your ladyship. Retta holds out her weighty seal. There are scratches on the handle where the coat of arms should be. I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but we got this thing in a trade with some shady bloke years back. My father thought it was something important, so it's just been gathering dust until today. Take it as a gift. We've no use for it anyways. A worn golden seal adorned with intricate patterns. Someone has deliberately scraped the coat of arms off the handle. Interesting. What do we do with that? And I take you have your own ship. No, not even close. Luxury like that. You could count the recollegers who got their own ship on one hand. An old worker's hand that got sucked into machinery 3 times and slashed by a plasma card twice. We fly with whoever, mostly just taking our chances. Sometimes we hitch a ride on the promise that we'll pay with whatever we find. Other times we find some other means. Risky business, obviously. 5 or so years back, a crew got dropped off at an abandoned station, but something wasn't right with the life support system. The ship came back to pick them up 2 years later and found nothing but bodies. And about 15 years ago, back before I had my first little one, a ship took 3 crews to locations and ran into pirates on the way back. The ships go out on expeditions for years at a time, so it was ages before anyone realized they were missing. And it was even longer before they remembered the scavengers. Plus, it took time to find a ship that could check on them and pick them up. Long story short, all 3 crews had bought it. Yep. Can you tell me anything about this wreck? Not much. We're no eggheads, you know. We're manual labor. It's an ancient thing, pretty dangerous, and we don't know much beyond that. Before we came here, some tech priests had done their own bit of gutting. Ritually bowing up to the spirits, all that. That lot don't tend to leave a whole lot of valuables behind, it's true, but it's way too scary to go in before them. And hey, we dragged a dozen of their broken servitors out of the mines after. The carcasses smell awful, but you can pluck a decent number of parts out of the servitor and sell them. Doesn't seem like there's anything nasty living inside the wreck now, but the wreck itself is barely holding together. You could go a couple of modules from here and that's it. You won't take another step without fearing that a broken reactor might cook you alive or a whole module might depressurize. Well, it's nothing we haven't handled before, so we're having a poke at it, but we don't have a clue what this ship is or who it belonged to. You take pride in your work, I see. Sure do. It takes skill and luck, and a good head on your shoulders. We risk our lives every day, crawling on top of these old buckets. If something goes wrong, we die. By the scores sometimes. One moment we're there, the next we're gone, kind of like worker ants. But you know what, your ladyship? Our job also has something, how should I put it, poetic about it. Hope you don't judge me too harshly and don't take it as insolence, but some people, even big people like you, think too highly of themselves. Let's say your ship hops into the warp someday and doesn't hop out of it in time. And around 3,000 years later, another gal like myself, who needs to feed her 3 ankle biters somehow, will be rifling through its remains looking for anything good. That's just the nature of things. Each of us comes and goes, but the way the world works stays the same. We all have our lot in life, and mine is just as good as any other. You are amusing, little monkey. Your life is shorter than a moth's, and you spend it digging around in the carcass of dead, malevolent metal. But you speak of eternity and the stars. I like that. It is like seeing starlight reflected in a puddle. Okay, interesting. You speak as if the world is set in stone and none of us can change anything for the better. I think I'm gonna take the iconoclast. Or I might just not. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... No, I will do iconoclast. You speak as if the world is set in stone and none of us can change anything for the better. There are some big things you're talking about way out of my depth, or those are some big things you're talking about way out of my depth. Change for the better? Heck, that'd be nice. If I was younger and didn't have 3 youngsters back home, maybe I would dream about stuff like that too. But as it is, I've got no time for dreaming. I've got to work. You know what? We're gonna offer her, I can take you from this place. It's not safe here, and sooner or later it will drift somewhere so remote that nobody will ever find you again. But this is our whole livelihood, your ladyship. You take us from here, what we gonna do? Sit in some hold, slaving away? Here, we've got our own colony, our own operation. Now, this is our path, and we won't stray from it. I see. Your ladyship. Retta falters, as if flustered by her own nerve. Please don't take it as insolence, but it's not like I have much choice. It's not often that we get well-stocked ships around here, and we could certainly use more provisions and some warm clothes. If it's something you would be willing to provide, we would gladly barter for it. With whatever we can dig up inside this here ship. It's just a respectful offer of fair trade. She bows slightly before stepping aside. Yeah, we can do that. The simple machinery and tools look a little worn, but well maintained. A small selection of valuable finds, carefully sorted and packaged. We have a locked container here. A damaged safe. The contents of similar safes are destroyed when hacking is attempted. You should not... Need key. Okay. Work of crude craftsmanship. You can just make out one of the depictors of the Emperor commonly seen in the Cornice Expanse. The apparatus gurgles and emits a strong smell of alcohol. Probably not of the industrial variety. Nice, they got their own still. Oh man, I like these guys. Can we indeed trade with you? Doesn't seem like we can interact with her further. This is nothing but cheap scrap metal. So we failed. Working area where fragments of a ship are dismantled in search of scraps of valuable metals. And what have we here? Among the wreckage was an instruction manual for the duty officer of how to access the safes. Oh, damn it. You can obtain the codes to the safes by logging into the ship's cogitators. Ooh, interesting. Alright, so we'll need to find a cogitator. Can we get there? Something propped up against the door from the inside. Something is. You can hear the piercing sounds of a saw and other tools coming from behind it. So we can tech use this cogitator, I think. Cogitators appear to be inoperative. Okay. What about this one? I don't think we can actually interact with that one. Tech use there, though. This is a cogitator. You, operative? Alright, this cogitator is off, but it appears intact. You can try to power it from a local source. 95% chance of success. I'll take it. Logic it. 65% chance only. Alright, well, we'll try it like this. You successfully logged in with the duty officer credentials and obtained a code to the old safe. Alrighty then. That's a good sign. Let's unlock this, see what there is to be found. Fractal blade? What the hell? An Eldari weapon. Alright. The wielder of the swords gains a 25% bonus to parry. That's quite good. Chameleon cloak. 10% extra dodge. That's also quite good. And 2 fire grenades. Not bad at all. You know what? You need a weapon. This is better. Yeah, the fractal blade is just hands down better than what you have. So if you get in melee, at least you can parry. So that's cool. I think we can add both of these to cargo. I don't think we're using either of those. She can use the Drukhari armor. Your agility is almost more than 65, so the reinforced Kabalite armor would be pretty good. Ooh, that looks cool too. And it's better. Just actually, honestly, or what about witch armor? So the witch armor is 25% armor. It's just not as good. So the reinforced Kabalite is 40%. The dodge is increased if agility is 65. So this is dodge, 10% dodge if in cover. So overall, this is going to be better for now. But if we can get the witch armor, and that would be even better. I thought we gave her Drukhari weapon proficiency. Or is it just Eldari armor proficiency? Not sure. Yeah, Eldari equipment. Or Drukhari equipment. So, we gave her that, but she still can't use Drukhari weapons. She can use Drukhari armor. Well, whatever. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that we can do here. It doesn't seem like there is. I would like to trade with her, as she suggested. Maybe we do that after we leave the ship? Because it doesn't seem like there's anything else we can do here. This is the whole area. Whoa there. Yeah, and this is, like, not accessible, I think. There doesn't appear to be a way to get through this further. No one else we can talk to? Yeah. That's the Emperor's statue. Yeah, okay. I think we leave. He's our personal pilot. We've already been to these other 2 wings. So I'm going to head out and see if we can then interact with the ship later. And trade with them. If they want to give us provisions. Yes. Recolager's plot. The light keeps flickering in the bowels of the dead ship, and the Recollegers go through their usual tasks. Rita Matsimova sends you her best regards and asks what the colony can do for the rogue trader. We need an Adeptus Administratum seal. We can offer necessary clothes to the colony. Wow, we can be just jerks. Let's not do that. Okay, we've removed 1 uniform kit. Whatever, that's fine. Rita thanks you for your generosity and sends back a cargo shuttle loaded with dismantled vessel components. It'll be a while before the colony requires another shipment. Their needs are satisfied for now, and regardless, the Recollegers need time to extract new components from the guts of the void ship, and let's dispatch a supply shuttle as well. As politely as she can, Rita refuses the shipment. The colony's needs are met at present, and they simply have nothing with which to repay the rogue trader's generosity. Perhaps the Recollegers will require your aid again at a later time. That's really cool. Oh. Retta remembers that many years ago, a suspicious fence traded her father a handful of ship components for a crate of foodstuffs and a strange seal with a clipped coat of arms on its handle. So I think we already got that. The seal is then delivered to you as a sign of respect. Let's leave. Fun. Cool little thing. I like this was a different type of encounter. So let's check this. Hopefully this is a... No, it's a burning world. We need those, actually. There are sects of the Imperial cult whose adherents believe transgressors will be punished after death on burning planets. This world could serve as one such purgatory. Lovely. So, some promethium. There's 7 of it. I'm gonna extract that. So now we have 13. That's quite a lot. And we have some bizarre ruins. The bizarre structure observed from orbit appears to be the ruined estate of a wealthy noble. Further searching reveals the remains of an envirodome, a landing pad, the main manor, and servants' quarters. It is impossible to determine what exactly happened here. The search team has found something truly disturbing in the main hall. An opulently clothed skeleton sitting at a dinner table. The table is set with gold plates covered with old blood and piles of bones. The bones on the plates are clearly human. No other remains have been found on the estate. Search through the remains for anything valuable. The scout team returns with some expensive weapons taken from the skeleton. After finishing their report, they hurry away, whispering prayers. What have we here? An assault lasgun. Okay. Interesting. Every hit reduces deflection by 1. Cool. Unique weapon. We have ourselves yet another void ship. A Vox notification from the auger crew drowns out the usual noise on the bridge. An Imperial vessel, the Dark Piercer, and its escort ships are headed your way. Your archives make no mention of either the ship or its owner. As you consider your course of action, the ship's captain contacts you first, introducing himself as the Pilgrim. The captain greets the rogue trader courteously and offers to purchase any information you might have on crystal phlogiston deposits. I don't think we have much phlogiston. That's this one. Oh, actually, we got a lot of phlogiston. Why do you call yourself the Pilgrim? The captain admits he has not always done the right thing in his life, but he once beheld the blessing of the Emperor himself and has followed a special path of service to him ever since. This is the path he now treads as the Pilgrim. Interesting. Let's ask why the Pilgrim needs phlogiston. The captain's coarse laughter echoes forth from the Vox. Phlogiston is a part and parcel of many different aspects of life in the Imperium. How exactly his customers are going to use it is none of his concern. All that the Pilgrim promises is that the phlogiston will be used for the good of humanity. Pascal becomes visibly animated at the mention of phlogiston. Though indifferent to the prospect of a deal with the shadowy individual, the Magos nonetheless recommends you find out more about phlogiston deposits. Your own protectorate would benefit from the knowledge. Sister Argenta sincerely believes the words of the Pilgrim. A cowl or a golden aquila are no prerequisite for him being a true servant. If the captain sincerely wants to help the Imperium, perhaps by his own methods, there is nothing questionable about extending a helping hand. Propose a deal. Valuable information in exchange for granting the Pilgrim the right to mine phlogiston using the Von Valancius' own extractions. Interesting. Let's give this a try. The captain of the Dark Piercer is in the best of spirits. In gratitude for your invaluable help, he sends you a small box containing ancient maps and documents. They appear to speak of a certain Imperial world lost many centuries ago. Ooh. Then, in a somewhat conspiratorial tone, the Pilgrim relates a story about a standoff between 2 xeno fleets, which he was told by an acquaintance. The person in question, sadly enough, died at the hands of the Inquisition before they were able to pass on the coordinates for the crash site of one of the Xeno ships. However, the Pilgrim knows for a fact the vessel met its demise on an ocean world. Let's bid this ship farewell. Interesting. Plasteel 2, not worth my time. Alright, back to the warp. Cool system. Man, the exploration in this game is very good. One of the most, probably the most fun I've had doing stuff like this in a CRPG. Ooh, hello. 2 more options. Porta Septentum and Tenebris Aquiae. So this, okay, I want to go there. I really do. However, we're going to go here. I'm going to reduce it to unsafe rather than dangerous, and then we're going to jump here. A trickle of disturbing news came from the navigation chambers over the last few days. Allegedly, there is a vast shadow following the void ship through the depths of the Sea of Souls. Mere hours before emerging into real space, the vessel shuddered. An unidentified leviathan had emerged from the roiling warp, wrapping its tentacles around the ship and started squeezing, trying to crack the hull like an egg. Okay. Trust in the navigator's talent. Cassia, help! 2 navigators insight. All right. The ship's navigator engaged the warp monster in invisible combat by giving orders from her chamber. By following the Astronomicon's guiding light and struggling against the mighty alien will seeking to break her at the same time, the guide managed to pry the void vessel from the nightmarish creature's grasp even, and execute an emergency translation to real space, with minimal losses among the crew and new insights into the nature of warp entities. Nice. 2 navigators insight. That was terrifying. So, potential Eldari survivors here. That's why we're heading here first. Time may be of the essence. We'll, of course, chart new routes first. I think we have, didn't actually make any connections here. However, we have Kranak here. Ah, this is going to be Kiava Gamma, huh? All right. And a couple of other systems. Well, let's head into this system here and see if we can't help Irliet out. That's not a good sign. This is also not a good sign. A violent battle is unfolding before the rogue trader's eyes. Patrol ships from the Korda fleet are tearing apart 2 small Eldari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the void ships give chase after the third, already damaged vessel, clearly with the intentions of destroying it as well. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Irliet calls out to the Lord Captain, her voice trembling slightly. Only the rogue trader's intervention can save her kin from this massacre. Okay, we're going to send a message to Incendia Korda's fleet, ordering them to stop the battle. The Voxmaster relays the Lord Captain's demand to stop the battle, and soon returns with a reply. According to the Korda ships, this group of xenos are malicious criminals. They are guilty of raiding this system's planets and robbing merchant vessels. Incendia Korda's void ships are intent on performing their duty before the Emperor and exterminating the xenos. Irliet suddenly watches the unfolding chase through the stained glass windows of the captain's bridge. Sullenly watches. She grimly concedes that no crime should go unpunished, except her kin were flying transport ships. It would have been impossible for them to rob a ship, let alone launch a planetary raid. Vessels such as theirs simply lack the firepower to do so. The Monkey are lying. We're going to ask Korda's patrol for proof of the Xenos transgressions. The patrol captain reluctantly admits that there is no conclusive proof. This system is sometimes the targets of pirate raids. However, this changes nothing, for his servants have no mercy for the enemies of humanity. I'm gonna not do this, because I don't know if time is of the essence here. Let's attempt to demand Korda's warships cease fire immediately and retreat. Nice. Unwilling to engage in open battle against the flagship of a foreign dynasty, the patrol reluctantly leaves its prey and retreats to the edge of the system. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenos ship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadow of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustration, and the Voxmaster reports that the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more the xenotechnology can endure before the irreparable happens. The Eldari are too scared and resentful of the Monkey for the recent deaths of their kin to answer incoming hails. Despite this, Irliet is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Elentok if she is allowed to speak with them. Yeah, we'll do that. Let Irliet speak with her kin. Really, failed. Irliet appeals to her kin's wisdom, but the words of the outcast cannot make them trust Monkey. The pain of loss fills the Eldari hearts. Only recently did the humans destroy 2 vessels of the children of Assyrian, and now they offer aid? Worse, they offer aid through the mouth of their captive sister. No, the Eldari will not fall for this trick. I think this is... Oh, she had to do it herself. Okay, yeah, we couldn't use our full persuasion. That makes sense. Trying to outpace the pursuit of the next Monkey vessel, the Eldari overload their void ship's drives. One of the damaged engines is unable to bear the strain. Before the eyes of 100 officers, the Xeno ship flashes a fiery light blue through the stained glass windows as thousands of tiny shards disperse across the system. The bridge officers openly rejoice, offering prayers to the Emperor. Today the expanse is cleansed of more filth, the enemies of humanity. What is this if not his providence? And only the thin figure of the Eldari stands motionless against the backdrop of the intricate stained glass windows, mourning the fallen in solemn silence. Once the pain in Irliet's soul is numbed, she turns to the Lord Captain and nods, a short gesture of gratitude for their attempt to save those who could hardly be saved. Oh man, that's sad. Sometime after, Iliot comes to the Lord Captain, haggard, still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the Monkey vessel and set off into the darkness in the hopes of finding her kin, but found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. And though she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement, the Elentok still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's cache. All right. So I think these are the actual culprits. We're going to go and deal with the Drukhari. No such mercy for them. But first, let's scan this asteroid. What you got here? The mirror. Oh, good. The planet is devoid of life, of even the most primitive forms of life. However, the crew has made quite a strange discovery. A mirror lying right in the center of a huge crater. A completely ordinary mirror in a frame, by all appearances, in pristine condition. No. Fine, take it aboard the ship. Nothing bad's gonna happen. The mirror now hangs on the wall in one of the compartments. It looks completely normal. However, only an hour after its arrival, the Voxmaster reports that the shuttle crew that delivered the mirror has disappeared. The people who hung the mirror have also disappeared. Even the enforcer who wandered into the compartment by mistake and stopped to fix this new non-regulation, or his new non-regulation cravat, has vanished without a trace. Fucking hell. We're gonna attempt a demolition here. Blow up the whole compartment with the mirror inside. No chances. Deciding that half measures were not enough, the Lord Captain gave the order to blow up the compartment. The demolition team carried out the procedure with pinpoint precision, resulting in minimal damage to the rest of the vessel. However, the picked recorder in the servo skull sent to survey the situation showed that the mirror was not damaged in the slightest and is now lying in the cavity left by the explosion. Fuck's sake. Dispatch a group of servitors to jettison the mirror. The team sent to destroy the mirror stopped responding the moment they entered the compartment. This is not good. Okay. Send more servitors to destroy it. Oh, look. They didn't work. We're not going to send in a organic team. Use explosives first, then depressurize the compartment. It's the only way to ensure the cursed mirror is expelled from the ship. Ugh, 68 damage! Okay. The ship's tech priest mournfully set to work, beseeching the machine spirit for forgiveness. After a series of targeted explosions and depressurization procedures, they assured the Lord Captain that the mirror was gone. Just in case, all cavities were filled with blessed caulk, and binary hymns were sung for 2 days and nights. There were no further incidents, and the ship was able to continue on its journey. So that was straight punishment for, curiosity, which is fine. Every now and then that's allowed. Oops. We are a little bit damaged, so we're gonna have to use some parts to repair that. Let's go engage these xenos ships and get ourselves even more damaged. Drukhari. That was frightening. Gotta love 40k. Just anomalous things. You know, you have a little bit of like SCP-esque stuff going on here. Just this fucking mirror that everything that interacts with it is just gone. I hope you're right. So, a Sigil class destroyer and a Talon Syrinx class frigate. Well, let's see here. What are we going to do? I think I'm going to fire some torpedoes right now. So hopefully these are going to be able to get to that ship. I think it's going to be a bit problematic for us to actually hit it, but we'll see. Let's actually increase our range here with the Arc Augury, and we can already get some shots in at the Sigil class destroyer. Fantastic. All right, its shadow fields are up. This one's shadow fields are also up. We got to get a little closer, huh? All right, fine. We can do that. So let's head this way. Actually, I kind of want to turn the other way. But let's get some shots on it first. That's going to be a miss. Dorsal Lance. That's going to be a partial hit, at the very least. And then let's pull up right alongside it here. Hello. How you doing? And do some point-blank Daka. Yeah, I didn't like that. So, what can we do here? We can strafe to get out of the way a little. Or we can do an expeditious reload. Reload the macro batteries. So that we can... Oh, what do you mean? They were fired during the acceleration phase. Acceleration phase is the first phase that we do, right? That doesn't help. Okay. My bad. So I reckon we're gonna get shot from this side with its weapons. Just to be sure, we're gonna move up there. Get a little bit further away from it. Hopefully, maybe our buddy here can take it out. Damn. Okay, let's see what it's going to do. It's going to shoot some torpedoes as well. The Sigil-class destroyer is going to come up. You're going to fly in front of my torpedoes? Because I will kill you. Okay. Pew pew. Right, not too bad. My torpedoes. We have a choice of targets. You haven't got a chance to move yet, so, die. Goodbye. Well, we may as well take out these leech torpedoes before they deck our frigate there. We can blast the Sigil-class destroyer. Fantastic. It is now dead. And then I'm going to move right here, and hopefully, with my cannons... Yes, good. The Godsbane Lances can do the last pinpoint strike, take out the last torpedo. Fantastic. Well done. The enemies are dead. Now let's go investigate this planet. Planetoid. 2 plasteel. No, thank you. We have ourselves a Hulk and another planet. We'll check the planet first. Vigilant member of the Augur crew has detected a small xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no signs of being crewed. Send out a boarding shuttle. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board, and the dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of a now defunct ship. The Xenos Irliet claims to have recognized the symbols of the dead on the dead Eldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from Craftworld Krudarak. Well, I'm very sorry. Let's check this planet. Nothing to be found here. This mining world has been catalogued as normal. No rare or valuable deposits have been detected. Well, time to be off then. Bit grim. And costly. At least we scared off the Corda ships. Okay, 2 potential locations to go to. We'll head to Nala Septum first. Again, I want to do as much of the other stuff before we head to Kiava Gamma. But we'll check here. And see what there is to be found. 3 more planets. Potentially an ocean world. Probably an ice planet, though. Yeah, indeed. Promethium. 7 Promethium. That's lucrative, but I'm running out of extractions. We now have 20 Promethium. We're looking pretty good on that front. We really need adamantium. Oh, hello. You look like an agri world. Oh, even a hive city. The Sentiel's pride hives are oozing noxious haze veined with sulfurous streaks. The promethium fumes from the gigantic distilling cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast, endless deadlands littered with spots of promethium stations and refineries separate the colossi of rockcrete and adamantine with its crown of gargantuan spires. The heat of this system's star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of House Corda's protectorate. It's hard to tell what's more impressive, the grotesque grandeur of this place or its extreme toxicity. All right, nothing to be done here. It's a Corda planet. All right. So, and we have ourselves another frozen planet. Ice world as well. Ooh, hello. 2 adamantine. God damn it. I'm doing it. Our last extraction. We need more of these. Somehow. And off we go. What is our time? We are sitting at 1 hour. Let's explore another star system, or at least do another charting. If we encounter something where we have to send our crew in, we will save that for a subsequent episode, though. However, we can chart some new routes and get some more navigator's insight. which we cannot use. So, charting a dangerous course. We're going to move this down to unsafe and get to the Emperor's Palm. There was a commotion on lower decks. The chief mutant hunter, who is responsible for eliminating heresy in the hold of the void ship, went mad due to the perilous influence of the warp. The officer climbed the parapet above the central accelerator complex and threatened to jump unless the entire crew immediately submitted to a rigorous examination to uncover physical deformities and ungodly perversions. Unholy perversions. Whatever. Same meaning. After calculating the time and financial cost of the inspection of thousands upon thousands of crew members and consulting the tech priests about the danger of foreign materials getting into the intake of the accelerator complex, the deranged mutant hunter was graciously allowed to proceed with ending his life in the desired manner. Oh my god. Fucking 40k. Oh, Euphrates. Nice. Euphrates 2, huh? Well, what is there? In either case, I like the name. Very important river in one of my favorite historical regions. Let's, these are Eldari ships. You're facing several Eldari scout ships. The Xenos are in no hurry to attack, and this time, time seems to have slowed down. One wrong move, and carnage will ensue. Let's, Oh. I mean, we need torpedoes as cargo. Fire torpedo. But we have torpedoes. We just don't have torpedo cargo. Let's ask Irliet to help negotiate. Irliet's speech is met with a torrent of Eldari abuse that is too much for even your elucidator. The Xenos accuse her of betraying her kind by conspiring with the Monkey and unceremoniously cut the connection, yet their ships are no longer blocking the way. Alright, cool. I was hoping we could trade with them, but at least we didn't have to blow them up. One plasteel! It's so quiet. Is that possible? Have I found the one place in the universe where my chatty friends have nothing to say? What? Not one tragedy in the past, not a single calamity in the future? Fucking let's move here. I don't care if this is a dead planet with no atmosphere. We're moving here. We're setting up a new base. That's it. Campaign over. Thanks for watching. No warp presence. Best planet in the galaxy. These are really shitty planets, though. But maybe that's why. Maybe there's just nothing here that anyone wants. Not even the Chaos Gods are interested. This, though. This looks different. Ashworld, huh? Also with nothing. And Euphrates. What do we got here?
This is the world, or this is the Forge world, Euphrates II. It belongs to the explorers of the Cognizance fleet. They colonized it centuries ago. Unfortunately, we do not possess the privilege of landing here.
Why can I not go down to the surface of this planet?
This world is declared off-limits to the Lady due to the sacred rites of the Adeptus Mechanicus being performed on its surface. I am afraid the restrictions apply even to your ladyship.
What kind of secrets are they hiding?
Rumors say that the servants of the Omnissiah are calculating the formula of ultimate destruction in their secluded tech crypts of this world, seeking to confine it to a rigid system of previously unseen weapon primers. Others whisper that the local denizens have dedicated their lives to the restoration of a ruined divine weapon from the dark age of technology whose power and technological perfection are so holy that a mere glance from a layman would be an affront to the Omnissiah.
Well, let's not disturb them then. Get ready to depart. Nothing to be done here. Wow. I don't know if this was worth all of my navigator's insights. But let's see if we can't chart course to the next system from here, the Frozen Prince. In either case, we'll get another navigator's insight back from doing this. And indeed, we have ourselves a new one. I'm going to spend it to make this unsafe. And we're going to jump our way there and hope that no more people feel the need to jump off of things into engines. The Frozen Prince. What have we here? Asteroid belt. A red giant. Possibly a red dwarf. The stars. I think it's a red giant. Like, looks big. But everything could be just of different scale. 5 Promethium. I think we're good on Promethium. Otherwise, I would get it. 5 is enough for me to consider it worthwhile in this case. And 2 Plasteel. Definitely not worth it. That looks like an interesting planet. I think it's just a gas giant, though. And a planetoid with also just 2 plasteel. And a green gas giant. Very cool looking. With absolutely nothing here. Wow. This place sucks. But let's see here. Dargonus is done. Lord Captain, there's been a tragedy on Dargonus. Governor Drivestem has been dedicating most of his time to restoring the astropathic choir lost into the warp storms. But the Psykers he assembled were struck by unknown assault. They heard something, and it cast them into madness. The astropaths have lost sleep, clawed at their skin to the flesh, muttered gibberish, and now have gone completely berserk. They had to be eliminated. And now only a few of the most resilient astropaths are upholding the connection to Dargonus. But how long will they last? Where did the former astropaths come from? And can we get more of them? I have received complaints that Governor Drivestem has devastated the minor astropathic choirs of the Protectorate. He scaled them down by almost half through blatant abuse of his authority. To take more people from these choirs would mean depriving ourselves the connection with other worlds. We could try to hire sanctioned psychers from other domains, but they will be few as the road to the Imperium is perilous. A very rare grammatical error here. We can try getting by with the resources that are already available to us. Seek out the unsanctioned astropaths who train those psi-active citizens of the Protectorate displaying promise. A most regrettable violation of his laws caused by our grave situation. More pertinently, what is the cause of this affliction? Who knows? The schemes of heretics from the cult of the Final Dawn? The treacherous magic of the xenos? Perhaps it was a planned diversion, or maybe it was a random echo in the immaterium. What say my advisors? Where can we attain a new choir? The astropaths are among the most finely trained specialists in the Imperium, who beheld the light of the Emperor himself and gained a special bond with our master. I strongly advise the rogue trader to recruit only sanctioned psychers who are capable of keeping their talents in check. If they are not enough, the Inquisition will assist you in locating and acquiring more. I think that's say no more. Your ladyship. Or Lady Theodora not only had enemies in the Expanse, but friends as well. Those whom she helped out, rescued, and saved. I think these people can offer a helping hand. Among them are several powerful planetary rulers who possess both astropaths and a deep respect for your family name. Okay, also a good option. There are a lot of psychers on my home planet Leira, Lord Captain. Do you know why? There, we are not despised, persecuted, or enslaved on the black ships. There, we are sheltered from raids, educated and respected. Of course, it is all done in secrecy from outsiders, but I can suggest which ruler to contact. Perhaps the von Valancia's family name will be enough to make a deal and obtain a more educated group of astropaths rather than some criminal rabble. So, we would gain Witch Collector if we did this. Let's not click everything here. We would gain plus Fellowship by 2 momentum when using any Psyker or navigational powers. I guess that's the Fellowship of the person in check. That's quite good, especially for me. I have a lot of Fellowship. That's going to juice up our momentum quite well. I'm always there, so that's always applicable. I see nothing bad. +1 security on Dargonus with Abelard's request, and demons, chaos creatures, psychers, and navigators deal 10% less. That's also pretty good. And just to check what Adira will give us, Psychic Ward, an amulet here. While Veil Degradation is equal to or more than 10, the wearer deals... that would actually make her quite effective. That's pretty good. But I'm not going to do it. We're gonna take Heinrich's request here. I'm counting on the help of the Inquisition, Heinrichs. You will get your astropaths. The von Valancia's dynasty is too important for us to just turn a blind eye to it in its time of need. Thank you. All right. Having friends in the Inquisition has some serious benefits. A wave of armed skirmishes and detentions sweeps across the Expanse. The ships carrying these powerful captives have brought the new astropathic choir to Dargonus. Lovely. Even the most influential could not resist the fearsome agents of the Inquisition, who had requested the ruler's valuable servants to meet the needs of the von Valancia's dynasty. This is also going to put the Inquisition in an increased position on Dargonus, which... okay, we tread the line a little bit, but we are treading the line within the parameters of what the warrant of trade allows us to do. And I don't think we're going to go beyond that. So the tragic pestilence of the astropaths has not appeared again, but all of them have reported hearing strange whispers ever since their first day on the planet. That's concerning. Anyways, we're done here, so new frag grenades. That's going to be fun. And let's build some new stuff here. So we cannot do Filth of the Expanse. Filth of the Expanse, because we got it already. Because we got the Shield of the Emperor. Which gives us rep with the Imperial Navy. So we have Decree on Diligence. Issuing this decree will significantly tighten production quotas. Oh yeah, it's these things. -2 Complacence. Doctrine of Rationality. According to this new doctrine, the disenfranchised will be servitorized or disposed of through hazardous work. Why you do this? Sorted goods. Slaves will be secretly resold to the pirates of the Cornus Expanse. I mean, why not? They're slaves anyways. It's not like this is going to be any worse than being a slave on an Imperial world. Okay, more epic sounding. Oh, you just click on the colony and you get the rewards here. Anyways, Warp Guides is done here on Viabos, so let's proceed onwards and get Envirodome. Will fear no poison. Okay, the mining complexes are becoming overcrowded with convicts. The massive crystal flex domes, whose filtration altars purify the air and water, will fit far more workers. This seems really good. This will block ergonomics, though. However, what we get from it is 2 complacency, 2 security, and this. I will fear no poison. All allies gain +5 carouse and suffer -10% toxic damage. Magos Toxicus, very on the nose, of Viabos 6, responsible for the purity of the climate domes, presented the rogue trader with a welcome gift of consecrated rebreather filters and poison resistance medicaments. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good overall. It will seal out ergonomics. Ooh, this is also an interesting thing. The mining complexes are getting crowded. Individual pods and tranquilizers for the complex, or for the convicts, should solve the problem. Absolute efficiency. 4% hit chance is really nice. This is better for the colony, though. And I think this is reducing our number of resources here, right? If we use this, perhaps. I'm going to do one of these right now. I just don't know which one. 2 complacency, 2 security. Let's do it. Envirodomes it is. Ergonomics may be better, but I like the feel of this one a little bit more. And we have nothing more to be done here. We already have this going. So we simply need to go to Dargonus to finish up some business there. So let's leave the system. I don't think there's anything else for us here. These 2 little systems out in the middle of nowhere. Quite a lot of Navigator's Insight to get to and didn't really offer us much in return. Let's see. Anything else? Nothing more to be found. So let's get out of here. Enemies of humanity have been spotted aboard the ship. Warp beasts have enthralled the crew in charge of the macro cannons and massacred those who resisted the heresy. The Lord Captain is their only hope. Well, I guess we're going to end this on a battle. Pascal is flying. Cassia is navigating. Those 2 are not here. Idira, you're not. Yeah, Abelard's coming and Jaya's coming. There we go. This is going to be our crew. So we're going to end this off on a battle. This will be a fairly long episode then. Hopefully it's not like a copy-paste battle. I think some of these like crew boarding battles, they could be a bit less. That would be a little critique of the game. Unless it's a completely different one. Hopefully it's not Bloodletters. Those fucked me up last time. Let's see. Abelard. Some more carouse. We need somebody that can do that. Seems to be the least useful skill, but I may as well... Oh, this is cool. Broad expertise. Yeah, that's going to make him very good at both melee and ranged combat. As for you here... let's check to see if there's any more of her, like, special options here. No, not really. Anything that she can get here. We could give her a bit more agility. Perhaps not. Or we could give her base skill Medicae. I believe this is going to allow her to actually equip medkits. I might do it, but maybe not right now. What about here? Doing my part. No one has the same archetype as her, right? What is... she's a... No, she's an officer. So her officer abilities will not be affected by this. Her tactical... This is a cool ability, by the way. But maybe not so useful on her. No heresy. No, we don't want that. I don't think the Imperial world... actually, +10 to all characteristics and +2 to resolve when at 40% wounds or less is pretty good. But let's quickly check here. Her burst fire and area attack things are already mostly costing 0. Oh, that's quite good, although I don't run my party together. Press the advantage ignores cover and dodge. I still don't quite understand how press the advantage works here. Okay. The Master Tactician empowers their next attack to deal 4... Okay, no, that's going to be very good, because we use that almost every turn. Right. Lovely. So, what have we here? Some fire. Let's not stand in it. Okay. Oh, no, not again. Okay, away from the explodey barrels. Hi, you're here. And there are a lot. Before we do anything, let's equip the proper grenades, because we've got some good ones now. So we can put one there. Abelard, you can have one. Also, we have the new stimulants for you. What were they called? The Affixalium. You already have one of these equipped. Okay, fantastic. Heinrichs, let's give you a proper frag. You have a Mind Scrambler already. Let's give you one of these proper frag grenades. And Jai here, you have a bunch of Xenos grenades. And me, I could take a proper frag grenade as well. I mean, we're getting these restored to us, so might as well. And also take a Haywire grenade. Okay, so starting here, we got to get some DACA. That's going to probably do a bit of work. Nice. So, basically, don't have the party be close to each other, because we're going to get rushed turn 1. I remember how this goes. Stay away from the exploding barrels. There's... Jai, yeah, you're going to stand here, I guess. Cover doesn't matter so much. Argenta, you can stand there. Abelard, you're going to stand in front of Argenta. I'd like to put Irliet all the way back here, but you know what? I'm going to put her all the way back there. Heinrichs, you can go up front here. Tank that one. Okay. First turn. Argenta, you're going again. You got to do some damage. So, put some DACA in here. 80... Oh, that is a significant chance of hitting Abelard. Which I'm not a fan of. This has no chance of hitting Abelard. High chance of hitting the Bloodletter. Do it. Fantastic. Run and gun. Let's do a single shot. And let's just pop this guy. Okay, it's one more dead. And confident approach. Fantastic. That is my turn. I have another action point. I should have dropped this on her. Let's drop it on Heinrichs instead. He's going to need a bit of help against that fucking thing. And we don't have psychic powers to use, so that's fantastic. That's just swell. Who's going next? This cultist, that cultist, then Irliet, then Argenta, then this bloodletter. Okay, Abelard's going way at the end. I'm going to drop the front line right there. It's going to be necessary. Back line. Extra range damage. Just throw this right in here, because Irliat's going to be parked up there, where she can do some work. And then our back line is just going to be right here on these two. We're going to pray for the best. Who's going to go next? Perhaps Jai? Let's, of course, give her some extra buffs as well. And then we're going to shoot afterwards. There's no psychic powers for us. So, that should do some work. Theoretically. Do it. Okay. Effective. We exploded that thing. Okay, also effective. Do it again. One more dead. Do it again. Fantastic. Another single shot. Anybody we can pick off here? Maybe you? She's ridiculous. Alright, we'll drop a reload. And turn. I got 2 action points. We're going to shoot somebody. 55% chance to keel him. 85% chance to keel him. Let's kill him. Oh, he lived. That makes me sad. And here come the grenades. Hopefully they all stand in the fire. Okay. You're going to run up here. Then you can get into cover. And then, what can you do? We got to be picking off these bloodletters. So, this is now a free action, so let's drop a thing there. We'll do poised to strike. Can't, never mind. Precise attack. And then we gotta get some analysis so that there's some exploits on it. And then I'm going to attempt this. Hopefully we're gonna get a crit and kill it. Wonderful. No more indeed. That one is gone. He's in a better place now. No, he's not. That's a lie. So, Daka that way, Daka this way. We can kill these. They're going to be a problem for Jai. Let's do it. Would have liked to accidentally clip that guy, but that's okay. Let's do a reload. We'll drop a wildfire. Send some more Daka their way right here. That sounds good enough to me. Nice, another one down. 2 more down. Okay, that guy survived. That's fine. Revel in slaughter. Steady superiority. Screw the, Argenta. You are amazing. Alright. Single shot somewhere, anybody? Yep, you too. Fantastic. Another one down. That's a lot of kills. Jai's turn again. What do you know? You know what? Can we move right here and shoot around him? 5% chance to hit him. I'd like her to stay in this zone, though. But doing that means there is a 5% chance of taking him out. It's a risk I'm willing to take. No, this is a 13% chance of hitting him. That is a little bit more concerning. So, single shots it is. Let's drop a voice of command on Argenta. I can't use bring it down. Guess I already did. I don't know what's... Well, whatever. We will use strong point on him. Finish the job. Still, unfinished business is weird. And we'll do a take aim on Argenta. Let our next attacks ignore cover, and then we'll drop a press the advantage. Fantastic. Okay. Oh lord, he coming. Alright. Ouch. So, cultists are lobbing some more grenades. Abelard is just going to stand there and take it. Jai's turn again? What the hell? Well, let's give Heinrichs a turn here. So, Heinrichs, yeah, our psychic situation is rubbish, so no psychic powers. We're gonna have to do this manually. Unfortunate. Well, you can drop an Endure then, and a Death Whisper to get some damage in. Pretty solid damage too at that. So then it's Jai's turn again. Jai, you can move over this way now. I think that one's about to be dealt with, so you stand away and maybe kill him. Fantastic. He is dead. What about this guy? Okay, a little bit of graze there. Drop a reload. And we have momentum. That's also good. Reload this gun as well. And we can shoot this gun again. The problem is the angle here, there's a bit of cover in the way. But hey, we're still hitting. So that's pretty fine for me. Orchestrated Firestorm might be quite nice right here. Because, oh yeah. They're dead. Beautiful. Press the advantage. Reload. Great shooting from Bloodthirsty Marksman there. Heinrichs, your turn. So, he's got an opening already, so that's all well and fine. Let's get to the chopping then. Okay, good. Death Whisper, fairly well. That is one less Bloodletter for us to worry about. For some reason, Charge is going to cost us 4 AP. Why was that? I think it's because of a item that we equipped last episode. I vaguely recall something about that. So that sucks, but it is what it is. Let's put a opening there. I mean, Iliad can exploit that. Finally, Abelard gets a turn. He's going to run on over this way. He's going to take this guy out. Before he engages, we'll do a sworn enemy. You're going to move back so that he can actually line up the charge here. And, oh, he's dead. Cool. Pistol then. Oh, there's two of them even. Fantastic. Taunt them. Endure. Cautious approach. And why don't you brace for impact while you're at it? And not much more to be done there. More grenades. Who are you going to shoot? Your friend. Very cornate. Corn cares not from where the blood flows, only that it flows. So, good to see these guys living up to their reputation. Die. You will see to it personally. Oh, he lived. That makes me sad. And you guys are out of range of this ability. I may have fucked that up, but you know what? It's okay. I think we got this encounter in the bag. Iliad, can you kill him? You sure can. Why don't you go and do that? Yep. And then, if you could also kill him, that would be just swell. It does serve my cause. Thank you. Alright. That one went better, now that I knew what to expect in this type of encounter. What do we got? Whole lot of stuff. You know what? That's all being sold. And I am thankful for that. Oh, nothing? Oh, stuff. Indeed. Okay, that's going to be all. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, do drop this video a like. We will, of course, be continuing this series. Perhaps next episode we'll get to Kiava Gamma. Perhaps not. We shall see. I will wait for the comments. If there's nothing else I urgently need to do before Kiava Gamma, give me the heads up if you can. I will not immediately record the next episode, so I'm not recording ahead at this point in the series most of the time. So your comments are being noted for the purpose of the future episodes. So, and I do read through all of them. Thank you to those of you who warned me not to immediately go to Kiava Gamma, but rather to finish up some other stuff. I think I did the fuel lever thing. I don't know, it didn't confirm it, but also there's nothing more for me to interact with on the bridge, so I guess it's done. By all means, tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Alright guys, I'll catch you all in the next one. Heritor out, and the Emperor protects.